Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Andre Onana has been axed for Manchester United's Premier League showdown at Newcastle today. Onana will miss the encounter at St James's Park after being taken out of the firing line by boss Ruben Amorim, following his midweek blunders in United's 2-2 draw at Lyon. Cameroon international Onana was left at home when United made the trip to Newcastle yesterday, with deputy Altay Bayindir set to make his Premier League debut against the Toon Army. Onana was at fault for both of Lyon's goals when United were held in the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final first leg tie, but is likely to be recalled for Thursday's return leg at Old Trafford, unless Bayindir does enough to keep his place. Although Amorim gave Onana a vote of confidence in the immediate aftermath of the draw in Lyon, in which the 29-year-old conceded a 95th-minute equaliser, the United coach has decided to allow his troubled number one to clear his head today and miss the game. Onana has been dealing with off-field issues, with his wife the victim of a street robbery last week that left the family needing 24-hour protection. Melanie Kamayu was targeted by a thief who stole her £62,000 Hermes bag and Rolex watch as she got out of her car to meet a friend for dinner in Alderley Edge in Cheshire. Despite the off-field trauma, Onana continued to play for United, although his performances have drawn criticism this season. Former United midfielder Nemanja Matic branded Onana one of the worst keepers in United's history, after the keeper said Amorim's side were way better than Lyon in the build-up to the game. Onana has been dealing with off-field issues, with his wife the victim of a street robbery last week that left the family needing 24-hour protection. Melanie Kamayu was targeted by a thief who stole her £62,000 Hermes bag and Rolex watch as she got out of her car to meet a friend for dinner in Alderley Edge in Cheshire. Despite the off-field trauma, Onana continued to play for United, although his performances have drawn criticism this season. Former United midfielder Nemanja Matic branded Onana one of the worst keepers in United's history, after the keeper said Amorim's side were way better than Lyon in the build-up to the game. Onana hit back by saying that, unlike Matic, he had won a trophy at United, the FA Cup last season, with victory over Manchester City at Wembley. Turkey keeper Bayindir returned to the United squad at Nottingham Forest earlier this month, after a 9-game absence through injury. All 7 of his 7 previous appearances have come in domestic cup competitions and Europa League, but he will now make his Premier League debut. Joshua Zirkzee says it would be ridiculous to pin the blame on Andre Onana for Manchester United's 2-2 Europa League draw against Lyon. Onana made 2 howlers, including one in the 95th minute to hand Lyon a dramatic late equaliser, as Ruben Amorim's side were held in the first leg of their quarter-final tie. But Zirkzee said the United squad rallied around Onana in the wake of his latest blunders and said none of the players hold the error-prone goalkeeper culpable. 100%, said Zirkzee. We're one team, so we're not going to take someone out for making mistakes. That's ridiculous. To draw in this way is always a little bit, I don't want to say frustrating, but it hurts for it to go this way. But it is, and we just have to focus on the next game, and that's Newcastle away. Then we all know what we have to do when we face them Lyon again at home next week. I'm sure with the full support of the stadium, it's going to be difficult for them and easier for us, but they're a great team, let's not forget that, and it's not going to be easy. But we all want to win. We have to win, so we'll see. We have to win it, we all know that. There's no way around that. It's the only thing we have to do. Onana received plenty of stick from fans and pundits after his costly mistakes, and United legend Paul Scholes warned the club they might need to look at signing a new goalkeeper this summer. Yeah, I think it's something they need to think about, but they need to look at the budget as well. Can you get away with not spending that money on a goalkeeper? He hasn't been quite good enough, but it will come down to money and what Amorim has got to spend. We've seen this goalkeeper do well at Inter Milan as well. But I don't think his distribution has been great either, and that's one of the reasons he was brought in. But can you almost get away with not spending another £40 million on a goalkeeper? I don't know. Ruben Amorim has a lot of problems to solve, Amorim himself opted not to criticise Onana despite his mistakes and insisted he was still really confident in his shot stopper. There's nothing I can say to Andre in this moment that will help him. So the most important thing is to be natural. And then when the time comes, I will choose the best 11 to play. But I'm really confident in Andre. The best thing is to look at the goals and all the actions that Andre has had in the game, and to talk with goalkeeper coaches Jorge Vital and Craig Mawson. This is the best way to help any player, to focus on the game, what happened, what we need to improve, and then put the player in again. Paul Scholes fears Manchester United may be forced to stick with Andre Onana simply because they have bigger problems to solve in the summer transfer window. Onana was at fault for both of Lions' goals as United drew 2-2 in the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final on Thursday night. The United goalkeeper allowed Thiago Almada's in-swinging free kick into his net to give the French side the lead. The away side hit back when Lenny Yoro redirected Manuel Ugarte's shot past the keeper and appeared to have won it when Joshua Zirkzee headed in Bruno Fernandes' cross in the 88th minute. However, the match was to end in disappointment for United as Onana split Georges Mikotadze's shot and Ryan Cherki pounced on the rebound in the 95th minute. His blunders came after the pre-match build-up was dominated by Nemanja Matic, who claimed Onana was one of the worst goalkeepers in United's history. United are set for a major overhaul in the summer transfer window, but Onana's place as the first-choice goalkeeper hasn't really been questioned. The Cameroon international cost United £43.8 million plus £3.4 million in add-ons from Inter Milan in July 2023 and is under contract until June 2028. Scholes took a realistic view when discussing the goalkeeper after the final whistle on TNT Sports. Asked whether United should replace Onana in the summer, Scholes replied, "Yeah, I think it's something they need to think about. But they need to look at the budget as well. Can you get away with not spending that money on a goalkeeper? He hasn't been quite good enough, but it will come down to money and what Amorim has got to spend. We've seen this goalkeeper do well at Inter Milan as well. But I don't think his distribution has been great either, and that's one of the reasons he was brought in. But can you almost get away with not spending another £40 million on a goalkeeper? I don't know." Ruben Amorim has a lot of problems to solve. Amorim was steadfast in his backing of Onana. He said, "When one player makes a mistake, all the team makes a mistake, so we continue like this." And asked whether he would take Onana out of the firing line, Amorim added, "No, we continue to do the same thing. We train, watch the games, and we choose the best 11 for each match." United's second-choice goalkeeper is Altay Bayindir, who was signed for £4.3 million from Fenerbahce in September 2023. The Turkey international has made just 7 appearances for United, having been stuck behind Onana in the pecking order. Judging by Amorim's words, Onana will be in goal when United play Newcastle on Sunday afternoon in the Premier League. But the former Ajax and Inter keeper will now be under an intense spotlight, with his place in the side being openly questioned. Lenny Yoro has admitted that teammate Andre Onana's howler came at the worst moment as Manchester United threw away a lead against Lyon. The Red Devils drew 2-2 in the first leg of their Europa League quarter-final, having taken the lead with just 2 minutes of normal time remaining. Joshua Zirkzee headed home a goal which looked to have given United the crucial advantage going into next week's second leg at Old Trafford. But after Onana failed to hold a shot from Georges Mikotadze, the ball came out to Ryan Cherki and the Lyon forward equalised in the 95th minute. It'll be all square at kickoff when the teams meet again on Thursday, and Yoro was left rueing the late collapse. United defender Yoro had scored his first goal for the club to equalise in first-half stoppage time. That was after Onana's first error of the night, as he misjudged a free kick. But his second mistake felt more of a blow, as Yoro told TNT Sports. "I think this is the worst moment to concede a goal like that. We were winning 2-1. I think away this was a good score, but we go with a draw, and we try to win the game at home. We defended really well, but they are a good team. Have a good striker, so we need to be ready for everything. But unfortunately, we concede the goal." Speaking about his first goal for the club, Yoro admitted, "I didn't enjoy too much. No celebration because it's normal. We want to win. No time for celebration. Really happy to score my first goal. We don't have the win, but it's okay. Honestly, it was really quick. I don't even think about anything. I just put my head, try to score. The French centre-back, who joined United from Lille for £52 million in July, believes that there are positives to take into the second leg, adding, "I think to be together like that, defend really well." I think we did really well. It was compact. We tried to block every counter-attack. Things like that. We need to keep it and to give everything at Old Trafford. I think if we won 2-1, we would be more confident to make it through. For sure, we concede this goal. It's difficult, but we need to keep our heads up. We didn't lose. We can win at Old Trafford.